Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of The Fact Flashes, and our special story for today is a very cute one. Well, the place that I'm sitting right now is an Anganwadi, a typical Anganwadi that has been going on, the culture has been going on in India since years. Anganwadis are basically a government concept and usually governments run them. Now, today's special story is that in Vadodara, there's a company called Prakash Chemicals, and the MD, the Managing Director of Prakash Chemicals, Mr. Dilip Ji, who's joined us this afternoon. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us. Now, the story is that Dilip Ji and Prakash Chemicals, they have adopted 14 Anganwadis. And by adoption, I mean that it is completely, all of these Anganwadis are financed by them, and they run all of these Anganwadis along with their employees who are also equally involved in being with these beautiful children and the teachers at Anganwadi. Over the next few minutes, we'll be talking to Dilip Ji and how he was so much keen on taking up these responsibilities and running these Anganwadis. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Krishna. In fact, I would like to give a little background before, actually when we come to what we are doing. Way back in 2011, when Anandiben was the education minister, she had invited a few corporates in Baroda, and she discussed about what Anganwadis. In fact, I think most of us who were present were not aware of what actually the Anganwadis were.
Right.
And then the entire concept of Anganwadi and why government of Gujarat was so much concerned about Anganwadis, which was basically for the health and education of the children, especially the malnourished children. And then she in fact insisted that we all start adopting Anganwadis and having nothing much financial involvement, but engaging the corporates with the children and the entire movement. So we readily agreed, and then the target given to us was that we should adopt 10 Anganwadis.
Right.
So of course, without any background and without much knowledge, we readily said yes, and we started the entire journey. Initially, we took care of specifically of the malnourished children, and then getting involved with the public health centers, trying to find out the number of malnourished children in these Anganwadis. Started providing nourished food, especially which was designed by the government also. So then, especially the tilka laddu and all those things.
The nutritious food.
The nutritious food, and then of course the biscuits also, and other supplements, whatever were available in the market. And then also we started slowly getting into the pregnant woman area, where we were also taking care of the pregnant woman by giving them again the nutritious food and also the other nutrients which are required during the pregnancy. So with this, 3-4 years we continuously worked on this area. Then we also kept small talks and everything to give for the pregnant woman. We used to invite people to give a talk on that.
Right.
Somewhere way back in 2017, we thought the Anganwadis were of two types. One were the rented ones, and the other ones were the owned by the corporation, which they had their own buildings, like the one we are sitting just now. So where they had their own buildings. So we identified those Anganwadis in our area. So we identified about 7 Anganwadis which belong to the corporation.
Right.
So then we thought, let us now upgrade these Anganwadis and make them as a model Anganwadi. That concept we thought we can, and then corporation readily agreed and gave us the permission, and we entered into an MOU with the corporation, and then one by one we started upgrading those Anganwadis, and the ones like the one which we are sitting just now, we have done such 7 Anganwadis in this area. So we were happy to do it, and the way these Anganwadis have come up. So we started basically with, the compound walls, the grills, then the identical grills everywhere. So we followed that pattern in all the 7 Anganwadis, and also we thought, let us have those walls very well painted, some of them, most of the Anganwadis had lot of waterproofing problems. So we started with waterproofing, then completely repainting them. Along with the repainting them, we thought we give messages, where we do something which is more educative. So we created those walls by inviting some artists from the fine arts, and they came out with beautiful pictures and alphabets and name of the fruits and then animals and whatnot, trying to make it very creative and also and most important thing what we wanted to do is create a sort of an atmosphere where children would like to come and study, because most of the children when we visited earlier, they used to cry, and I don't know, there was not a very healthy atmosphere for the children to come. But after having these Anganwadis upgraded, we find the children are so happy to come, and I think our purpose is served. One, that we are trying to provide something which any good play school would do today.
True.
Where the parents are paying quite heavy fees, and of course that is because other facilities may be provided. Government is providing the food, government is providing so many things, and so we thought we'll be just supportive in this kind of an activity.
Right. Now, sir, as I came here, I saw a lot of kids come here and they were enjoying.
Yeah.
So, initially when you started this, you said you started with 10 Anganwadis, and then back then you didn't know so much about it.
Yeah.
So, was it easy? Was it tough to get in kids and to get in women involved in this, the ones that are supposed to be here?
No, everybody was so happy, when
Right.
when we did the first Anganwadi, right from the people in the corporation, the political as well as the administration wing, they really did. And one of the Anganwadis was also what to call inaugurated by our BJP Gujarat president.
Right.
And he was highly impressed by the way the entire Anganwadi was done.
Right.
So I think by and large, not only the parents and the children, but the entire ecosystem.
Everyone was
the
very
entire
happy.
ecosystem felt that yes, this is what. In fact, to be very frank, some of my friends who are already in the corporate, they are also now thinking of going to go for such Anganwadis in their areas. They want to do. So I think if the number of Anganwadis in Baroda, if every corporate decides to take 2 or 3 Anganwadis and do it, I think Baroda will have the best of the Anganwadis in the country.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sir, just one thing, being a journalist, every time we're supposed to ask such questions. But, when corporates start getting into it, it's a very beautiful thing because we have a corporate social responsibility, right? But don't you think that in some way or the other, there are other governments out there, not naming them, but the Delhi government, they have a beautiful education system and their government schools are very beautiful. Do you think that somewhere or the other, when we as individuals who are not into the government will start getting involved in it, government in some way or the other, let's be diplomatic, but somewhere or the other they'll take a step back because they are sure that these people are going to take care of it?
Yes and no, both. I would not very, because the government definitely, from the government side, if I say, government has given a lot of things. In fact, government has announced number of schemes.
Undoubtedly.
Number of schemes, number of, you call yojanas.
Yes.
So number of yojanas are there. But now the problem is that there has to be a link. There has to be a link between the beneficiary and the government. Because government has the machinery, government can do anything, but at the same time, somewhere down the line, we feel that we can give an adequate support in this particular area where, where our CSR team or whatever now, because most of the companies earlier used to not have the CSR team. But for companies like us, who are regular to CSR activities, we have developed a team in the CSR, in the activity of CSR. So, having said that, if that team also gets involved in telling the beneficiary, look here, to the pregnant woman or to a sick person, भाई government का ये योजना है, आप जाओ PHC में जाओ, Do you know that kind of
Yeah.
education which we wanted to provide? In one of the Anganwadis, we have created a shed where we keep regular what to call lectures, where we educate the mothers, especially the Anganwadi mothers or the Anganwadi workers, as to what kind of government is doing and what actually what benefits you can get out of the
Yes.
scheme.
So
So
make
government
them
has
aware.
also created beautiful public health centers where costly medicines like the TB, tuberculosis, they are giving free of cost. One injection costs about 20,000 rupees.
Yeah.
That government is giving free of cost. So government is doing a lot of things. And so somewhere down the line, as a very responsible corporate, I would like that we corporates get involved, and ultimately see whatever you are doing for the benefit of the society and the downtrodden.
Right.
Yeah, so that is where I feel corporates should get into it, and that does not mean that government will go out of the responsibility. Government keeps on announcing. Government, maybe from the election point of view, or maybe from the other point of view, from the welfare point of view, they keep on doing it. But then at the end of the day, if it just remains there, if funds remain unutilized, and if schemes remain just as it is, then I think
There's no point.
it's a loss to us, and we as taxpayers, we feel that money is just going down the drain.
True.
So I think it's equally important for corporates to get into this.
Very true, sir. At the end, through the medium of our channel, TFF, what would be your message to the country now that you're doing this beautiful work of, adopting the Anganwadis? What would be your message to the entire country through our medium?
See, there is a lot to be done in this country. If we see everywhere we see, because it has been like that, whatever. We are born in a country where we have number of challenges. So, my message to every corporate or every responsible citizen is that it is equally our responsibility to take up such challenges where it is like for corporates who have got real managerial capabilities. So if we are utilizing our managerial capabilities in business, in our various field activities that we do, why can't we also utilize this in this kind of activities?
Right.
Where we really will be able to uplift the society in so many ways.
Right.
Yeah, like if everybody takes up, if every corporate that in Baroda takes up such a responsibility of, say, Anganwadi, the
Bharat.
the Swachh Bharat program, I think you will find visible changes in the society. So that is my message, that we all should get involved in these activities, and I am happy to be associated with such kind of activity, and I am really thankful to government that they give us such an opportunity to do such good work.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. And we congratulate you and
Yeah.
wish you all the best that you are doing something so beautiful for the country. You're
Thank
doing
you.
your part for the country.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this was Mr. Dilip with us. And as I said, that he's a corporate who has adopted 14 Anganwadis. Now, the Anganwadi where I'm sitting right now, and every Anganwadi that sir has adopted, they look no less than a private play group. I'm repeating, they look no less than a private play group. They have all the facilities. They have a beautiful park outside, and the classroom as well is very modern with every toy that a kid wants to play. So with this, as TFF, we were going to give a message that little by little, all of us can make a big change. Let's move in that direction. Let's move in the right direction where the country gets everything that it needs to become the developed country. So with this and a lot more that you need to know, make sure that you keep watching The Fact Flash. Thank you.